Hey guys, welcome to the video. So I'm out today with my HVO Vorza S-Flux Truggy, and I've got all the Draco parts installed, and I'm here for Draco Diff Case test number 4. This is day 4 of testing. If you haven't already, please check out the first 3 videos where I show you the process I go through to test these. And then, as you saw in the previous video, test day 3, I had some issues which only allowed me to test the standard diff case. So I have data for that, but I didn't have any data for the finned diff case, unfortunately. So that's why I'm back out here again for day 4. Hopefully get a successful run for both cases. Yeah, so in the previous video I had some issues with fans. So a lot of debris got caught up in the fans, and something strange was happening with the castle fan, and the fins were sort of bending up and getting caught on this black aluminium guard and then breaking them off. So I had to transfer this fan over onto the ESC. I chose the ESC to save rather than the motor. Yeah, so that hindered things a little bit. And then I also had some radio issues where the case of the receiver had broke, and then I think the board had come out and maybe head around inside while bashing and caused some signal issues and so on. So that wasn't much fun either. And then I had some issues running out of power as well. So I'm going to make some changes a bit today with how I drive to try and keep the 10-minute stress test consistent between both diff cases. So yeah, the plan is 5-minute warm-up, 10-minute stress test, and then time it takes to return to 40 degrees, the diff case that is. And then I will do that twice, so one for the standard diff and one for the finned diff. So we'll see the results. And yeah, at the end of the video, please stick around and I will detail those results. Alright, so I've got 3 lipos for that test. I've got the same tires as last time, same everything, same motor, pinion, so there will be consistency. And I'm just hoping that I can drive a bit less aggressive, so I can save the lipo until the end of the 10-minute test. So yeah, I've only got 5200 milliamp hour batteries here, so they don't last very long if you drive too aggressive. But yeah, I'm hoping to extend that today and we'll get some consistent results. Alright, well, let's get into it. I've got some running footage as well, so please check that out. Alright, here we go. Okay guys, so we're starting our 5-minute warm-up test for the grooved diff case now. I've completed the first diff case. I did have some issues with my motor mount. The screws holding the 2 halves together came out. So for any of you running these motor mounts, please add some blue Loctite to the screws once you put it together. This will help them not back out. Kind of a funny noise going on. Like a whine, if you can hear that. Let's have a look. Maybe okay. I'm also having my ESC cut out now and then, so I don't think it was a radio issue. I think it is the switch might be damaged, so I plan to remove that switch once I get home, or maybe even today. I just don't know if I have the tools to do it. See, it just cut out. No signal. I don't know what it is. Come on. Here we go. Got to empty out these wheels sometimes. Alright, what are we doing here? 1 minute 30 to go. It's a weird sound. I feel like the LiPo is going to cut out any moment. 40 seconds. See if I can keep it going until the end. Yep, 6 seconds, okay. Let's stop and then measure. Okay guys, so I've completed my test for the day. In the last test I just had about 10 seconds where the ESC cut out, and I had to go turn it back on. Then I got running again, so may have affected things, but only a small amount, I would say. Yeah, and I have my data for both diff cases. Something bizarre. The first diff case took around 10 minutes to cool to 40 degrees, whereas the finned one took 12 minutes 10 seconds to cool to 40 degrees. So very strange. And the standard one had a higher temperature compared to the finned one. So yeah, very strange results. But yeah, stick around. I will get back home and we'll go into more detail about the data. Alright guys, so let's take a look at the results from the test today. So as usual, I did the 5-minute warm-up stress test for both diff cases and then the cool down to 40 degrees. And yes, with all tests there was a slight difference in temperature, with the stress test being 10 degrees, nearly 10 degrees cooler at maximum temperature, at a ambient temperature of 27.9 and 27.5. So yeah, this is consistent with the previous tests. So the grooved case always runs cooler. So I think I've proved that these grooves allow it to dissipate heat much better. But as you can see, with the cool down to 40 degrees, it took longer to reach 40 degrees for the grooved diff case. Some reasons for this could be that in a stationary position the grooves are not as effective as when it's moving. Because if you remember in the first test, there was the time was actually the same, 11 minutes 26 seconds or 11 minutes 56 seconds. So they were relatively close. So that could explain it. Also, the temperature difference between the runs might have contributed to it. But yeah, either way, I'm not too fussed on it. I feel I have proved that this case runs cooler, but I would like to increase the surface area a bit more, and I might change the design a little bit to increase surface area and therefore cooling. So I will look into that next. But yeah, that is the results from the test today. I'm pretty happy with it. I did have a cutout once again, about 10 to 20 seconds, and after checking this as well, it would not affect the overall results too much, so I don't feel that I need to do another test. It's like 0.5 degrees or something, so either way you can still see a large difference between the two temperatures here, so I think it's fine. Yeah, so the next step will be to move these diff cases into the nitro truggy and then do the same test. So I'll be running 100,000 weight with the same process you see here, and then yeah, it'll be interesting to see the temperatures between nitro and electric vehicles as well. So yeah, stay tuned for that. That will be coming in the next month or so. Yeah, so if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below, and thank you for joining me in this series. And yeah, please check out the HPI Vorza parts I have available on my website. Everything's in the description. Thanks for the support, and see you in the next video.